this way. And then I'll pinch this way. Now pinching it, I'm just trying to get it as even as I can. And as you pinch this, it'll even the shape out. And then that's it. So then you score here, add another coil to here. Then your next one, you want to put a long one coming around this way. As you build up, what you want to do is take one of your wooden tools or plastic tools, they're called a potter's thumb. You want to support the outside, and you're going to push the inside down. You can use your hand or the tool. You can be pretty rough with the clay. And you blend that down like this here, and then the outside you blend downwards. Another tool that you really want to use on these when you're building them, once you have it set, is a serrated rib. Let me grab one of those. A serrated rib is basically, think of like a rake for a flower bed. You're just going to even it out. So once you have it all smooth, then you come back with your serrated rib. This makes your clay stronger. It basically carves it, it aligns the particles on a molecular level, if you want to get scientific about it. But this helps to kind of really line the clay together. Once you have it and you're all smooth, then you want to use a paddle, and you paddle the shape. You can tap it on the bottom. You can also just use this to blend. So if I just come back and forth. So you can choose, there are many different tools, and when you're working with clay, I want you to remember it's just like driving. There's many ways to get to a location. Some may be easier, some may be harder. So you learn to work with the tools. Every artist has a set of tools they like to work with. And as you start blending this, it'll make this stronger. Okay? And then I can pinch it even more, it makes it a little taller. And that's how you do that, okay? And so you just keep pinching, and then once this sets up, you want to make sure that it doesn't start to slump on you. This one won't, you're in good shape. But you can build up. So the next coil will go on top, so you're getting almost an inch of height each time. Then you would take a pause, kind of dry it, smooth it out a little bit, keep the top wet, and then we add more to it. So this may get stiffer down here, leather hard, but the top will be wet. And that's basically so that you're not putting anything on top of Jello. Okay, it's nice and stiffened up. And I would say today we probably can get about this high. And when you do your coils, just to show you guys something, if you want your piece to get wider, okay, if you want it to get wider, when you put your next coil, you put it on the outside a little bit like this, and it's going to open up. If you want it to go inwards, you would go inside a little bit. If you want it to go straight up, you put it right on top, okay? This is how everyone in history has made pots, coil pots. They used to have, there's a video of a master Japanese potter sitting on this wheel where he's spinning with his foot. Actually, excuse me, he's not spinning anything. He just sits here with this giant coil. And it's maybe this big. And what he does is he squeezes it and pinches it as his bowl turns. So he has a little assistant underneath turning the wheel and another assistant handing him the clay. Because the master potter, it ain't like America. They don't do anything. They show up and like, done, I'm going home, I'll see y'all later. And that's sort of the nature of it. So unfortunately for all of us, we don't have little slaves to do that with. Eventually, if I have kids, I will, and that would be awesome. You go do this, you roll that coil.
I'm trying.
It's a tough learn. The commonality will be, although you're working with a different clay, you're doing the same thing your kids are doing. Mm-hmm. So you're actually learning the same kind of steps, and this is something that can go for a very long time. So the next one would come in like this, and then you just pinch it. Now, with coils, they're not easy, okay? So you want to roll them, and if they're all about the same size, you have the same size lift. If not, you just keep adding, and don't worry, you pinch to try to make it even. The reason you pinch is you're trying to understand the distance your hands are going. This is the one thing that is the toughest thing to learn in clay. Muscle memory and dexterity. As you press here, and I feel this bowl when I bring my fingers up, I feel my hands about this distance and going this way the whole way, because I was a slab. Now this, when I pinch, I might feel my hand go, and as I feel it go out, then I just pinch a little bit. It's a tough learning process. You don't need to have it too thin though. And so that's all you're gonna do now, just build up. So they used to do coil pots with a coil, a coil, a coil. They would do 3 coils at a time and then blend them. Because you don't wanna do too many coils and you can't get your hand in there if it's too tall. So you build it up, you get this all refined, you build the next stage. It's like a house. Here's your foundation, now you're building your walls. Eventually we'll get to the roof. You won't have a roof, you just have to open that bowl. And that's how we make things, and it just takes a long time. So if you roll coils, you put it here, And you score and slip. And do next ones. I would say by today we should be able to get, you know, about 3 inches up, and then that's good. And then you roll other coils. Now also I want to show you guys, Elizabeth did here. She rolled coils and put them in plastic. You can store your coils in plastic. Spritz it down, keep it wet, and then that way you can roll coils while you're waiting for this to set up, store it in plastic, so when you're ready, you don't have to stop and get your materials, you can just keep going. Okay? Any questions on that? All right, and that's how that's made.